Check, mic check. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, troops, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Bloodbath Power Hour. Oh my days, what is going on, everybody? The market is in free fall. Before we get started, I want to give, hey, oh, we've got a green candle. We've got a big green candle. Let's stay and see what happens. You might have just tuned in right at the moment of the turning. Come on, baby. Let's go. Here we are, GameStop. Look at that. Big push. Big push. 182. Is this it? Is this the moment? Is this when we're taking off? Hi, Troy. I just bought more AMC. Now own 8,600 and buying more. Go on, son. Go on. You'll be able to buy us all a rocket. We won't need to climb on Elon's. You can buy us one, mate. Here we go. You've tuned in just at the right time. Welcome to Power Hour. What will it bring us? Before we get started, I want to give an overall market view, because if I just click that and wait a second, there you go. That's the status of play today. So if you're feeling a little bit down and a little bit nervous about our favorite meme stocks, take a wider view of the market and, just take a breath, take a step back, have a look at the bigger picture, and it's there for all to see. Okay. Red across. This is every ticker that I'm watching. And I'm sure that these are not, I'm sure I didn't just pick a load of red ones. I think it's across the board. So that's the status of the overall market. And it is what it is. Nothing ever goes exactly according to plan or how we want it to or how we expect it to. Let's have a look at AMC. Again, a big nosedive today, especially in really the last hour. I'll just mark it up, but you can see wallop. Look at that. We were actually holding around that, $11 mark quite nicely. But it's got a similar pattern to yesterday. But we've got these two big areas of sell-off here. So, there it is. What is it? I don't know. Is it short attacks? Is it people selling? Is it people getting nervous and selling? Is it institutions selling? Who knows? We're not going to know until this plays out and it all comes out. As my grandma used to say, it'll all come out in the wash, Mark. It'll all come out in the wash. So we'll see, but we're getting a bit of a push now as we come into the closing minutes. So we'll see what happens. Let's have a quick gander back over at GameStop. See if that's still going. It's holding at 182. So, I think this 170 something was a previous area of support that I'd seen. So, you take from that what you will. Let's just zoom out a little bit and have a look, because I'm sure that area was previously was a bit of a support area. So where were we? 170 something. Here, 178. Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, you see. So there. So, a bit of there. So it's an old support resistance line, which is really good to see it bouncing off that. That's really encouraging. That makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. And now it looks like we're building up a little bit of a baseline. So again, it is what it is. It'll all come out eventually what's been going on. But today, obviously, earnings call for GME after the bell, or just after the bell at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So I might tune into that and have a listen. In fact, I probably will tune into that and have a listen and just see what's being said. I saw today on the news that the chief customer officer has resigned. I'm just wondering if it's the same sort of resignation as the CFO put in, like, or if they've just they've just decided. Mr. Cohen and friends have decided that's it, son. Your time's up. Your day's done. Go and look for something else. So we shall see. It will all come out. Anyway, found this website today. In case anybody's interested, I found it through somebody else on YouTube who was talking about it. It's called CrazyAwesomeCompany.com. I think the description, the link might be in the description. If it isn't, I'll put it in there. Let me just check. No, it's not. I'll pop it in there now. Go and check it out. Someone's put this website together. And it's, there you go. It's in the description now. So go and check it out. They've put this website together. And it covers both the. It's called the Stonko Tracker. What? Who comes up with these names? The Stonko Tracker. But it's got AMC and GME on there as well, so it gives you the current price, the SSR status, and the trigger price. I don't know why they put it in euros. Must be for people like me, even though I'm British and I prefer pounds. I won't discriminate against our European friends. Calls expiring in the money. Shares available to borrow. ETF shares available. Borrowed shares. Options data. Shorted volume. Fails to deliver. And the trigger. So, have we triggered? No, you see here, we haven't triggered SSR for tomorrow yet on GME. Will we? I don't know. We're 182.80. So yeah, you've got that for GME and AMC. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know who comes up with these fantastic names for these websites, but it's CrazyAwesomeCompany.com. Anyway, I've put it in the description, so go and have a look. Go and have a look. It's good. It's got everything in there that you would want at your fingertips. So 182.39 on GME. How is the YouTube challenge looking? So for those new viewers, what I've done is I've opened this new brokerage account last week. I've put £1,000 in there, which is about $1,400. And we're going to do one of these challenges that you see on YouTube. I turned $1,000 into $100,000. Well, let's see how realistic it is then. So, we've put it in. We're currently down £164. So in 3 days, we've not got off to the best start. But the reason for that is we bought 50 AMC at an average of $14.23. So, we bought at the top. This isn't the only AMC I own. This is just for the purposes of this particular challenge. And then we've got some in Eyes. We've got 10 in Eyes and we've got 40 in Clovis. I bought Clovis because it's a company. It's a company that I'm familiar with. It's one of the first companies I ever bought shares in. And that was back in 2018, late 2018. And I rode it from $8 up to $17 and then got out. So I made some good money on it. But it was like going to the casino for the first time when you win. And then you think that you win every single time. So this ticker is the one that kind of got me hooked on the stock market and learning more about trading shares. And they develop drugs to treat cancer, and they've got two FDA approved indications for prostate cancer. So they've got this drug that treats prostate cancer, and the other day they had some positive phase 3 data for ovarian cancer from the same drug. So, You know, it's a good company, but it's also coincidentally, it's also one of the ones that is on Wall Street Bets high shorted stocks watch list. So I know there's talk about them doing the rounds and trying to help these companies, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a bit of a sad journey for Clovis because they put out some dodgy data, or the CEO put out some dodgy data after a trial a few years ago, and they got fined $20 million for it, and they've never really been able to shake that off. So I don't think they're much of a favourite on Wall Street. And I've listened to the CEO speak a few times on some of these medical conferences, and every time he talks, the price drops. So I don't think the analysts really like him neither. But it is what it is, So I bought some of these, and then it's all crashed today. So it is what it is. You look at again. Let's have a look at the market. I mean, look at it. It's just one of those days. And I don't know. I think there's. I have another 4K on standby, but wife won't let me buy yet. Well, she's probably doing you a favour, Troy. To be honest. She's probably doing you a favour. Well, I mean, let's see. I mean, it might keep dropping, but I mean, it's a red market, so they would say, what's that thing that Warren Buffett says? Buy when others are fearful and be greedy. Be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. That's it. So this is others being fearful. Obviously, a lot of selling going on. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Troy, I turned 16K to 70K in 9 months. Wow, man. Then was up 130K last week. If they keep shorting, I'll just keep buying. There you go, my friend. That's the way to do it. What can I ask what you started with? Did you start with 16K, or did you start with a smaller fund and built it up from there? That'd be good info for me. No one believes Powell's lies. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know too much about your guys in America. I'm assuming you're American. And what I just know, when our chancellor speaks, we our chancellor is like your Fed guy, head of the Fed, I guess. But we don't have much faith in our chancellor. I mean, it's all cloak and daggers and smoke and mirrors, and you just never know with politicians. So it is what it is. Let's get back to the trading. AMC, we're looking, we're pushing up a little bit now. We're getting a little bit of a pushback up. What's GameStop doing? Are we still in that 180? Yeah, we're building a little bit of a platform now. We've gone back up to that 180 area of support, really. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. How long have we got left? 45 minutes or thereabouts. And with these two stocks, we've all seen it. We've all seen it. In a heartbeat, it can change. I think there was a lot of expectation put on last week. I think people were expecting a lot more to happen last Friday. And personally, I wasn't. I try not to get involved in following the hype and getting caught up in all the hype. I just let the market do its thing. I trade how I trade, and I've either picked a good one or I haven't. And I want I encourage people to do the same, because it's very, very easy to get swept along with what everybody else is saying. And I'm not saying that what people are saying is wrong, or I'm just not a fan of saying this is going to happen on this date, or this will be the price when this happens. I don't agree with it. I don't buy into it. I get in at the price level I'm happy getting in at, and I get out when I've made enough money. And if it keeps going after that, that's great. I'm happy for people who stay in. And I'm not specifically talking about GameStop and AMC. I'm talking about my strategy across the board, in general. That's how I trade. I get in when I think I've seen a good entry point, and I get out when I'm happy with the amount that I've made. And I kind of do different types of trading. I've got some, some long-term holds in crypto, which I won't sell no matter what. I try and do some day trading. I try and find these, these stocks that you can make 10% on in a day, get in and get out, and then see where it goes. So yeah, they're selling, I'm buying. Yeah, exactly, Troy. I put in 16K the first 3 months of pandemic and tarp the roof. Okay, I told my wife, these are the times new wealth is gained. And you're proving it, my friend. You're proving it. If you're up to 70K in 9 months and then was up 130K last week, you're proving it, my man. Oh, you're a truck driver. Uh-huh. I was. It's funny that because I used to be in the military, and certain trades get trained on truck driving. So I got my truck license in 2001 for, we call them LGVs, large goods vehicles. I got mine in 2001, and it's valid until you're 45, and then you need to go for a medical and then get it reissued again. But I let it expire. It expired last year, and I've not driven a truck since probably 2004, 2005, something like that. So, I just let the license expire. I can always go and get it, redone. It's only a medical I'd need to go and do. You don't have to resit the test or anything. But yeah, it's been a while since I drove a truck. That's interesting. So GME 182.21. Let's have a quick look at AMC and see if we're still pushing on that. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a push there, and we'll see what happens into the close. Again, I think for me the news and the shareholder vote for AMC on the the extra shares, the 500 million shares that they want the shareholders to vote through. Not that they will necessarily hit the market, but they want the option to be able to issue up to 500 million additional shares. So, I think has that got a few people nervous? Have a few people backed out based on that? Are the hedge funds using that as a little bit of leverage to really turn the screw and put the pressure on? So there's all these little interesting things going on, and you see the news outlets snipping out bits of video to try and suit the narrative, and there's definitely one side versus the other side in this. And really, even just from a learning perspective, there's so much to be learned through this process. And I'm certainly using it as an opportunity to learn. And there's so many good people doing, good stuff, due diligence, and sharing it across the board, that it's an opportunity to be taken with both hands, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. Troy will be 52 in May, and we have to get a physical every 2 years, my man. Really? Wow. I think we do one at 45. You have to go for a medical, and then I think the next one is at 60. It might be 55 or 60. But wow, every 2 years. That's quite something. That is, my friend. So just looking at the chart, we kicked off the day unsurprisingly with a death cross up there, where the 50 MA moves below the 200 MA, and that is generally, a bearish signal. So again, that's going to happen because we opened lower, but then from there, it was this. I'm just wondering what this is. Is this hedge funds, because when SSR is on, I wouldn't expect to see it so violent, and here as well, I wouldn't expect to see it so so violently attacked or dropping like that, because that's some drop there. From there, what's that? 11.86 down to, $11 area in what is it? 55. Not even an hour. Not even an hour. 45 minutes. So it's quite a lot of. It's quite a big drop that. But it is what it is, and as I keep saying, you've got to maintain the bigger picture. If I just pull up the 1 hour chart here, you've got to maintain a wider view of the situation, because yeah, we've taken a drop, but look at the trend line, and if I just plot it here, I mean you can see it. Let's go from here. We're still really on a fairly decent trend line there. So you've always got to give yourself that wider perspective. I always do it. I'm always looking back when I'm plotting my support lines, resistance lines, trend lines. I'm always looking back. I mean, here, look at this. This beautiful cup and handle here. Beautiful. There's the cup. There's the handle, and then bang, we went. Perfect textbook bullish move that. So just keep an open mind about it, and don't get panicked. Don't get panicked. No panic, Mr. Mannering. That's a famous saying from a British comedy called Dad's Army, and it's set around the Home Guards during the Second World War, and it's all the old guys, all the old age pensioners who get trained to be the Home Guard. And there's one in there, Corporal Jones, and he keeps saying to Captain Mannering, who's the head of the detachment, "Don't panic, Mr. Mannering, don't panic." While he's running around like a headless chicken. If you've not seen it, go and Google it. It's some good quality British humour. Troy, 500 million shares is only safety blanket in case of more shutdowns. If they have to do an offering, it shouldn't affect long-term growth. And I absolutely agree with that. Troy, I absolutely agree. They need that option. They need that option to be able to do that. I don't think they'll do it immediately. I think, it's a longer term thing, like you said. And if you just look at AMC historically, before the pandemic, it was down, but the business model was there. People are going to the movies, and this is just the publicity they've got. The nostalgia that people have got now that people can't go and do these kind of things, it's only going to get them a bump. They're gonna bump up. They'll see the benefit of lockdowns ending, and to be honest, I don't see much in the way of restrictions in the future. If what we're being told, and I want to be careful here because it's a sensitive subject, but if the data, let's say the data that we're seeing from the COVID vaccines is, stands up to the test of time, then I don't see why there should be a need for social distancing forever, and I know at the moment they can only have so many people in their theatres, but let's be honest, and let's take an eagle eye view, a bird's eye view of it. How many times do you go to the theatre and it's absolutely packed and every seat is full? Because I know when I go in the UK, 9 times out of 10, there's always empty seats. Sometimes there's maybe 20 people in there. So you've got to take it for what it is, and just not get too drawn into the finer details, because we just don't know. There's a lot of don't knows at the moment. A lot of unknowns. So that's my take on it. What's happening on GameStop? Where are we? Here we go. Hey, oh, whoa. We are getting a little bit of a bump here. Nice. 185.47. Nice. So is this in anticipation of good earnings? Is this people buying the dip? I think it's you, Troy. I think I think you've told your wife you're not buying anymore, and you've just gone and pulled the trigger, and you've bought some more, and you've given us a little bump. I've told my wife the first correction was just a tremor. The major corrections ahead, I knew the Feds would make it much worse, and so far I was correct. Good. Yeah. Good. So let me ask you then, guys, what's your take on the hearings? I've watched the hearings with, the first one with your man from Robin Hood and Citadel and Melvin and whatnot. I watched that one. Then I watched a bit of the other one, the second one. What's the take on it in America? What do people think? Do you think that, the government's going to do something? Do you think the SEC are going to take action? Or do you think everybody else is just, sitting and waiting what happens and probably going to deal with it when it's all over? Nicholas, AMC and GME need apes to share to spread word apes are biggest problem. Is that no one is buying the ask. When we buy the ask, it breaks walls, causing the price to go up. But instead, apes are trying to get it for under the ask, which leads to paper hands to sell under current market price, which then makes the stock go down. We should buy at ask if we want to see a real squeeze. I agree, mate. And I always buy the ask. I don't set buy limits or anything like that. I buy at the time when I want to place an order. So I agree. If you sit and wait for cheapies all the time or set your limits at cheapies, and it will affect the price. How much? I'm not sure. I mean, I've said it on other videos that in this situation, in this scenario, I think most of us are just passengers. We are absolutely just passengers on this. And yes, while collectively we can do a lot collectively, to coordinate that collectiveness is nigh on impossible. It's not like we can all get round a table in a boardroom and say, right, this is our strategy. Is everyone agreed? And then we go out and we do it. Whereas, the hedge funds, the institutions, they all have that, they all have that. So, I mean, it's one thing that we lack on our side, but we can contribute to the cause, and if we keep contributing to the cause, we will have a part to play in this eventually. What will be interesting, Nicholas, for me, is when it takes off, and just then you'll get to see, I think, a true reflection of where people really are in this, because there's going to be those that get out when they get their money back, when they break even. So if they bought high at that, that 340 as it was a week or so ago, they might be sat there now thinking, that's it, I'm getting out as soon as I get my money back. There's going to be those that have set themselves a very specific number, and when it reaches that, they're very disciplined, they're not emotional traders, and, they get out at that time. On the opposite side, you're going to have people buying in as it's going up as well, because you'll have those that think, this is it, this is to the moon, this is the moment. So I'll be very interested to see the ups and downs when it does eventually take off. Because there's so many different psychological aspects to this as well. I try not to get emotional, and I'm glad that today I had other things to do, and I've not really looked at the market at all. I must admit, I got a shock when I came and opened my computer and sat down and saw everything was red. But, I was a bit like, oh, man, what's happened? But then I was glad I'd missed it, because it can get in your head, no matter how strong you are, no matter how much resolve you put on it. You know, it can get stuck in your head, and if you're not prepared for it, you know, that's when the pressure gets to you, and you probably make decisions which, if you just take a step back and reassess, you wouldn't necessarily take. Which again is why I advocate always stepping back, have a look, and see on the bigger picture, you know, and just see on a wider time scale what's going on. Troy, $15 a year for AMC stubs. I can pre-order tickets for a movie next month, as well as choose a seat and order concessions to be delivered to my seat. How long till they'll be sold out? That you must pre-order. So is that a new thing, Troy? We don't really. I'm not sure if we get that option over here. I know you can pre-order your tickets and pre-order your seat, but I don't know. I don't know if we can get stubs. Denton, bro, how are there only 5 folks here? I have no idea, my friend. And actually, 5 is quite nice, because sometimes I sit here talking to myself for an hour, which, do you know what? I actually don't mind. I enjoy it, you know. And I'm single. I live on my own. I'm a single parent, so I have joint custody of my son. So when he's not around, you know, I have time to sit and do this kind of thing. So five's a crowd, Denton. I feel like I'm being I feel like I'm being overwhelmed a little bit. But anyway, it is what it is. It's nice to have people here. So welcome, everybody. You joined just at the right time. 30 minutes till we close. Do introduce yourselves in the old Chatteroony box down there. We've got a big red candle, look. There's some skullduggery going on. You don't get a drop like that. That's not us selling. That's not people like me and you selling that. So, you know, we'll see. Denton bought 200 shares at $11, but kicking myself for buying 400 at 14. Hey, my man, do you know what? I'm doing this YouTube challenge. Okay, so I've started this new brokerage account. I put some money in there, which is the equivalent to I put £1,000 in, which is the equivalent to about $1,400 at the moment. And I bought 50 AMC at $14.23. So you're not on your own. And I've got no funds to average down. I've got a bit, but the fees that I pay for placing a deal on the American market doesn't justify buying 4 more shares to average down. So, you know, it is what it is. And all I do, like I said, you know, I just look at the market overall, and it tells its own story. You know, the picture is clear to see. It's not AMC, GME specific. So that's it. It is what it is. We sit and we ride. And, you know, in 27 minutes, the market will be closed, and we'll all sit and reflect on what happened today. Tomorrow is another day and a new dawn. And maybe tomorrow's a day. Maybe the last 27 minutes is the time. You know, I don't know. I got you, dude. Trey is too much for me. Trey, man, I love Trey. He's got so much energy. But I agree. I don't know how he does that for 8 hours at a time when he's doing a full market live stream. I guess if you've got 10,000 people in your chat room, it's a little bit different, because your chat box is just going all the time, you know, and you're constantly answering people's questions and stuff. So, you know, but fair play to him. I did a video about Trey, Uncle Bruce, and Andrew Mo Money. So if you've not seen that, go and check it out. And it's just my observation on the 3 different people who they keep popping up on my YouTube recommendations. So I've watched them quite a lot. I've watched their channels grow quite a lot. They all offer something different. They've all got something positive to offer. I do have my preferences. I give my opinion, but it's just my opinion. Other people will have different opinions. So, go and have a look at that. Check that out. If you like it, hit like. If you don't, tell me in the comments, and I'll respond. More people need to press that like button. And yes, AMC Stubs is a new app you can download. Aha. Okay. Kevin Miller, welcome, sir. Do you think an AMC squeeze is still possible, or have we all been misled? Looking purely at the data, Kevin, and I look also at what's going on in the media and the way people speak and the interviews that people put out. And, there's a big thing about how the media are reporting this and, oh, it's done, it's finished. And I think that's suspicious. To me, that says more than what the data says. And the data says it's there to be had, And can you really trust all the data? Personally, I don't think you can trust all the data. You've got to be very careful about, people are bought, people are, influenced for one reason or another. But when you look at somebody giving an interview, when you listen to their voice, when you can see their eyes, when you can see their mannerisms, that tells me more, and that tells me a lot. And I think that I think it's still possible, and I think there's a lot of very worried people in some of these hedge funds. Time will tell, time will tell. But personally, I've got a position in AMC and GME. I've bought 2 tickets. I keep saying it. I bought 2 tickets to the moon. So as long as one rocket ship departs, I'm going. So we'll see. I'm confident, and we'll see. Time will tell. Stozzies, that's true. I'm glad I found you. You seem really educated on the subject overall. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that. Full, open book here. I've been trading for around 2 years. I'm completely self-taught. I don't profess to know everything, nowhere near everything. I worked my regular job for 14 years and I still don't consider myself, an expert on that. I'm very much a learning person. I like to keep learning, and I like to learn something new all the time. And this has certainly taught me something new, because I never really looked at options before. I never understood options, and I've not traded any options yet. But going through this process with these meme stocks has given me some knowledge and some pointers and some guidance on where to go and start reading and learning and understanding options a little bit. And maybe I'll start, trading a few options in the future to try and work that out a little bit. So I'm always about learning. But I'm thankful. I appreciate that comment, really. Thank you very much, Stozzies. It's good to have you here. Lars, that video was spot on. Thanks, mate. That video. So they do say that on YouTube you make one video which turns your channel around. And I only started the channel maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, and it was because the main reason I've started the channel is because my 3 hobbies that I have are trading, traveling, and training. Hence the title in the channel. And I've just bought a Volkswagen transporter van, which later in the year, it's booked in June to go to the UK and have a conversion into a camper van. And on top of that, I'm a cyclist. I'm an amateur cyclist. And I like to go and visit these climbs that the pro cyclists do and test myself and see, just how physically demanding they are. So the whole idea around the channel was to incorporate the 3 things. So later on in the year, I'll be making videos where you join me on a journey in the van across Europe. We get to a climb and I get the bike out and we do the climb. And then in the evening, I'm chilling out in the camper van, having a glass of wine and doing some trading, and making videos and doing some online live streaming. So that was why I started the channel, really. It's that one video that I made after watching Andrew Mo Money, Trey's Trades, and Uncle Bruce. And I just thought there's three completely different people here. And what do they add? What value do they bring? And, there's some people that jumped on it and said, oh, you're an Uncle Bruce hater, you're an Andrew hater, and that's not what I'm saying at all. I did get a little bit disappointed with Bruce because I enjoyed watching his channel. But the day that he went for AMC, it kind of changed my perception of him because he seemed quite spiteful. And that's just my opinion. Maybe people will go back and watch the video and see something different. But that's my opinion. It's the day when AMC went up 25% and GME dropped about 7%. And it seemed to really hurt him. I think he took it personally because there was a lot of people in the chat saying AMC's up. And, I think he took it a little bit too personally. And I'm not keen on this super chat thing and people, when people pay to ask a question because they want your opinion, I just don't like it when it's it's just not answered. And it's okay, fair enough, if you're getting a lot you're going to miss some, you can't see them all, but if you choose one and you read it out and then you say I don't know, can you tell me about this stock, what's your opinion on this, and somebody's paid maybe $5 or something, and the response is I don't know about that ticker, and doesn't even go and have a look at it, that kind of doesn't sit very well with me. It's not really what I'm into. So that was Bruce. Trey obviously is full of energy. I like his technical analysis. I've learned a lot from him, from his charts. I say I've learned a lot. It's confirmed a lot of what I already thought I was doing right. So to see him do it as well, it's that confirmation, validation for me, if you like. Because you never know when you're not sharing your experience with somebody. And, I've done a few charts that I've marked up and I've shared them on StockTwits, and I've got some comments and people have said, yeah, we can see that and that's good and we like that, so you're going in the right direction. But as an untrained chart reader, as an untrained trader, you're going off what you learn in your own time. So, you often have to seek that validation, and Trey gave me that validation. And obviously, he's a military guy. I'm an ex-military guy as well. So, you automatically have that connection. And if you've been in the military, you understand exactly what I'm saying, whether it's British military, Australian, American, whatever, you have that connection. So I was really drawn to him. And then Andrew, listen, I've got nothing against Andrew. And in that video, I was just trying to express that all I could see was he and credit to him, he does consolidate a lot of due diligence in one place. And that's fantastic because I don't have time to do that. And he seems to have time to do that, which is great. People go there because they know that he's doing that. And that's what he offers. My only real negative observation about it was there's no real follow-up. When he reads something, he doesn't really express his opinion on it, and he kind of markets his channel because he's a data scientist. And that's the reason I went to his channel initially, because, I'm not very mathematically gifted. I again, like I said, I'm all about learning. So I thought, a data scientist, this will be interesting. And I was a little bit disappointed that there wasn't much data science, to be honest. So, kudos to Andrew. He brings everything together. And I still watch all three channels to some degree because they all, offer something something unique, and they offer something that I might pick up, as I'm going through my day. Like I said, Andrew for due diligence, I can't look at everything. Bruce for opinions, he's into his SPACs. So SPACs is something I've never really looked at before. So, I got that from Bruce's channel. So, I'm not saying I I dislike them. I don't dislike any of them, and I still go back occasionally. They were just my observations, So that was the video that really turned my channel from. It's gone from 86 subscribers to over 400 in the course of a week of making that video. So again, I'm pleased with how the channel's growing, and I hope that people stick around for the other parts of the channel, because it's not just a trading focused channel. And I started it, and I didn't really. It was more for my friends and family to see what I'm doing, and in these times of COVID, I'm living in mainland Europe, because that's where my child is based. So I have to be here to be close to him, and all my family and friends and siblings, they're all in the UK, and I've not seen them for over a year. So doing this was a little bit for them. Oh, this is what I'm up to, and I mean, I'll get back there eventually. Of course I will. I'll take the camper van, and I'll be sleeping on their driveways. They'll wake up one morning, and they'll find me asleep in a van on their driveway. So it's all good. Anyway, let me get back to the comments, because I really appreciate you guys contributing here. So Troy, AMC high looking back or zooming out was $33. A new all-time high is ahead of possibly 40 to 50. Yeah, again, mate, and I think you're right. And there's a lot of people saying, pre-pandemic, it was going that way. The potential's there, and I think the pandemic is only going to help it. Again, that nostalgia thing. People are going to be going back to the movies because we can do it again. Bobby. Hi, Bobby. Hello, mate. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Great to have you along. How are you, sir? You unsubscribed. You unsubscribed from Bruce or Andrew or Trey? That's Bruce Moneymaker. Well, again, it's it is what it is. Again, you get to that certain level and people start paying for the super chats and stuff. I've got nothing against people making money. I wish them all well. I just want people to be fair to the people that are paying. At least one thing I was taught in the army was, if you don't know the answer to something, you say, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that, but I'll get back to you. And that's the way I would do it. That's just me. We all have our own different style and our own different way of doing things. But that's where I'm at with it. So nothing against anybody. Nothing against anybody making money at all. Fair play to them, especially in these times. Hopefully they're pumping it all back into AMC and GME. Well, Bruce won't be, because he doesn't hold any stocks. But maybe Andrew and Trey are just maybe that's them now here buying more. Maybe they've got their check from YouTube and they're all pumping it in. So So it is what it is. And you're right, Bobby. All of them do that. They all do that. So take it for what it is. Max Ma. I've only really caught him on Andrew's and Trey's streams. So I've not really looked at much of his content. I'm getting a list together of people that I'm going to watch more of. So there's Max Ma and Matt Cause as well. His name keeps coming up. So I'm going to watch some of him as well. I did start watching Meet Kevin, but I wasn't really... it wasn't really my cup of tea. Again, nothing against him personally or, his content or anything. I just found him a little bit difficult to listen to. So just catching up here. Denton, bro, you got 14 watchers. Things are going nuts. Mate, it's off the roof. It's off the roof. There's too many people here. I've had 14 people watch me do other stuff in the past, but we're not going into that. It's not for YouTube. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. That's my crappy sense of humour there. Uh, Troy asked Bruce to do another stock. Can it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know, mate. I've seen that. Stephen, he isn't a data scientist. He's good at reading DD without taking any sides because he doesn't want to be wrong. Yeah, he does. You know, he reads the due diligence, and like I've said, he doesn't really give an opinion. You know, listen. Your opinion is your opinion, and you're entitled to it. And you know, the only opinion that's wrong, or the only thing that can be wrong, is for me is, and the only thing that I will avoid is putting dates and prices on things. It's crazy to do that because you're just setting yourself up. You know, you're either going to be a genius because you've got it bang on, but then everybody looks to you as some sort of guru and they keep coming back, and then you've got that pressure then to keep putting those predictions in there, or you're going to look, you know, you're going to make yourself look a bit silly. So why even open yourself up to it? I don't, you know, I don't open myself up to it at all. Prices and dates. If that's what you're looking for, troops, you're on the wrong channel. I can tell you. We've got a bit of a push here on GME going into the close. A nice little bit of upward momentum. There is some shindigs going on, but you see, we've got that nice momentum there. Again, you know, it's getting close to closing now, and that earnings call's coming. So what's happening AMC here? Oh, we're getting a bit of a nice green candle here as well. So all is not lost. All is not lost. You know, I think if it was over, this would be going down a lot quicker than what it is. And that's what I draw my confidence from. We're getting areas like this consolidation here. And even here, you know, it's consolidating here, and now it's trying to push back up a little bit. So yeah, it is what it is. Where are we? You should get a Skype number so we can call in and chat with everyone. How does that work then? I've got a Discord. But I'll be honest, I'm new to it. I'm completely new to it. So I don't even know how to share the link to get to my Discord. So if anybody can help me out on that, do put some instructions in the comments and I'll read it later and I'll try and work it out. And what I'll do is I'll put the link to my Discord in the channel description. And maybe you can join me over there. There's me and one other guy on there, one of my first ever subscribers. He's called Squirrel. He's from Montana. He's a nice guy. So yeah, if someone can help me out with that, I'd really appreciate it, because really I haven't got a clue. Troy, where are we? It's not a data science. You should get a Skype number. Power Hours is not happy hour. Denton, Power Hour is... when you look at the rest of the day, when you take into consideration the rest of the day, Power Hour is a not too bad hour. We'll call it a not too bad hour because things are going in the right direction. Again, look, we started here 7 o'clock, bang on the nose, just before 1858. This is GMT, by the way, Greenwich Mean Time. So this is the time in London for those that are watching from outside the UK. Powerhouse now, but Andrew also pushes AMC with only having 1K in it. Trey had to get it out of him. Andrew is not transparent in his positions. Yeah, again, that's another thing I like about Trey, is that he puts everything out there to see, which is what I'm trying to do with this YouTube challenge up here. You know, I put £1,000 in here and already we are £164 down. And also on this brokerage, for the first month of trades on the American markets, you have to pay quite a hefty transaction fee. Whereas next month, what they do is they calculate next month's fees on this month's trading. So next month I should be fee free for trading. So, you know, some of that money has gone on fees. It is what it is. You know, you don't come into this expecting to not have to pay a little bit to get going. So So yeah, I'm trying to be open and transparent with my YouTube challenge. 3 positions, just run you through them for those that are just joining us. AMC average 14.23. I bought at the high the other day. Oh my gosh, it is what it is. Eyes or Second Sight Medical Products. Again, I bought at 15.20. That's at 10.94. Clovis make drugs for treating cancer. Bought at 6.86. It then rocketed on some good phase 3 data last week, and since then it's just crashed with everything else. So, you know, you'll get full transparency here, and we'll see where this takes us in a year's time. You know, that's what I'm aiming to do. Because I saw, you know, we've all seen these videos on YouTube. I made £1,000 and turned it into £10,000, and one of the guys here has actually done that. Troy's done that. He's managed to make some money, so fair play to him. And we'll just see where it takes us. A full-time data scientist wouldn't have time. Yeah, Troy, if you've seen the video that I did, mate, it's one of the questions I asked. You know, if you're working full-time in Silicon Valley, how have you got time to sit on YouTube all day? I don't know. I work a full-time job, so, you know, I do this in my spare time. I'm quite fortunate. I work from home. I manage my own schedule. And I do have time to make some videos, short videos throughout the day. So, you know, but could I sit and stream for 6-7 hours a day? Probably. If I planned it properly, I probably could. But could I do that every day? Absolutely not. You know, absolutely not. So, you know, is what it is. Getting a few thumbs up for Matt Cause here. So I'm definitely going to spend a bit of time reading his, looking at his channel. Although Super Steven says Matt is a fraud like Andrew. Okay, I'll have a look. I'll have a look and see. Like I said, I've not really watched much of his content, so we'll see. We're just selling off a little bit now into the close. Let me try and zoom in a little bit. Here we are, 180.75. So back down to that 180 level where we were managing to stay above earlier on in the day. Will we get back down to the 178, which is a previous level of support? So I'll move that line down because that's a previous level of support there. If you zoom out the charts a little bit, it's easy to see. I won't do it on here. I want to see the close, but probably AMC is going the same way. No, it's kind of staying up there a little bit. But now I guess the last couple of minutes is where the action is going to be for GME. Is this the last stand? Is it the hedges' last stand? You know, is this their final shakeout? Shakeout before we break out, maybe. It'll be interesting to watch after hours. If you get Skype, we see calls when you stream. We add you on Discord. Explain consolidation. I like the website on your description. Very informative. Thank you. Denton, I'll explain consolidation in a minute, mate. I'll just go back. Just go through these. I like the website on your description. Very informative. Yeah, it is. It's good, Bobby, isn't it? It puts everything there that, you know, you probably have to go to 4, 5, 6 different websites to find everything. So, Bobby, yeah, we do have free brokers, commission-free brokers in Europe. But what you find is you can't get access to a lot of the tickers on the New York Stock Exchange. So you have to go with the higher profile brokers to be able to get access to the tickers. So it is what it is, you know. Let's see. Again, you know, I do have eToro, which is commission free. So I do some trading on that, but you can't get all the tickers. Like you can't get AMC on eToro, for example, which I find quite astounding, really. But there you go. So Troy, yeah, 8,600 shares, still under $7 average. My man, well done to you. Kudos, my friend. You've obviously played it very, very well. So we are just in the last minute. We are just about to close. We are still trading. There's the close. So we'll see what we get on the close. But today, in summary, GameStop, high of the day, 201.75, low 177.55. So we haven't hit SSR trigger for tomorrow. Look at this, look, that's why I love this website. The trigger price was 175.04. So we've just missed that unless we drop down there. Whoa, look at that. Right at the close. Nice green candle. Just to finish us off. And that looks like it is market close. So we have closed on 181.13 for GME, and AMC we have finished the day on 1068. So all in all, you know, a tough day, but taking that wider view, that wider market view, you can see it's not just the meme stocks. And I've not seen the news. I've not been following the news out of America, so that's something I'll do this evening. I'll have a read, and I'm sure it'll help me to understand a little bit better why everything is red. But you know, that's where I take my comfort from on days like today. Is the stocks that I'm in, are they red on their own? Are they standalone falling? And if so, there's a very specific reason for it, or is it, you know, a bigger issue? And today it's clearly a bigger issue. So I will take today for what it is, and we come back tomorrow. We go again tomorrow, and let's see if GME earnings call gives us a little boost tomorrow. That will be really interesting. So Denton, you were asking explain consolidation. So basically, it's in my my opinion and in my mind as I've been trading, it's an area of sideways movement where you don't see much up and you don't see much down, and it's where the stock is just, you know, there's some buying, there's some selling. And the stock is just consolidating. You know, it's building the next level, if you like, whether that's down or up. Because I'm sure you've heard it. You know, you look for stair steps in trading. Well, I do anyway, and I know other people do because people talk about it all the time. So if we look at, let me think of a ticker because this might be too volatile. In fact, let's have a look on the 5-minute chart and see if we can see something. Let's see if we can see some consolidation. Sorry, my computer is not the quickest. However, I have resolved that because I bought a new desktop yesterday, and I'm just waiting to get it all set up. I need to buy some speakers and I need an adapter for my second monitor. That's not a good chart there. What's this one like? See, this has had some volatile movement as well because it was these have had some good data as well. Let's have a look here. So here's what I would consider to be consolidation here. So where you have a nice run up there, and then you go sideways for a little bit. Yeah, that's for me is just the stock finding its next level. And if you put it into blocks like this, you can see that there. Yeah. Then you have your consolidation. Oops. heavy consolidation there. Okay. And then you go up to the next step. Okay. And then you've dropped off a bit there, but you've consolidated there. Then you've gone up, consolidated. So it's just for me, it's about building levels. That's a good example there of some consolidation. So it's good. I mean, people see stock going sideways, and they get frustrated and they get impatient. And I don't, I don't. I mean, the stock will do what it's going to do, and you've got to trust in your own choice and your own due diligence and your own entry and exit levels, and always have a strategy. That's my philosophy. Always have a strategy. So that for me is what consolidation is in a very easy to explain. So here you've got another area here. You've took a step up and you've gone sideways and you've consolidated. Okay, we've come back down again. But again, another run up, consolidation, a run up, and then this was yesterday. So this company, BioCryst Pharmaceuticals, they have developed a drug. It's a pill that you take for hematology. And before that, the only treatment on the market was an injection. So the patients are really thankful. They've got approval in America and they've just got approval in Japan, and they're expecting approval in Europe soon. And then they're developing this other treatment called Factor D, and it's some groundbreaking treatment, which if it comes to fruition, will just change the way patients are treated and the way that patients can live their lives. So go and read about them. BioCryst, the ticker's BCRX. It's really interesting what they're doing. Again, it's not, I don't give financial advice. There it is. It's only taken me an hour to get the standard YouTube trading channel disclaimer out there. But there it is. This is not financial advice. It's just for fun, which it is, and all opinions are my own. But they've taken a battering. And again, this is probably a sell the news event. So people have been buying, the price has gone up as the news has been anticipated, that they're going to get this good phase 3, this good data readout, and people have sold, but BCRX and Clovis Oncology, which are the two that I'm in, go and check out Wall Street Bets, because they are both on, there's a subreddit for both of them. They're both on the Wall Street Bets heavily shorted list, shall we say. And again, I'm not saying these are the stocks for you or anything like that. That's just, the information that I'm sharing with you. And I've been in Clovis, in and out of Clovis since 2018. And I rode the momentum in November, December 2018, because there was rumors of a buyout. So it went from $8, $7, $8 area up to $17 in like a day. It was mental just watching the chart. It's one of the first tickers I bought. So to see it right down here where it's been today at 660 and lower as it was a few days ago, it doesn't surprise me because it's heavily shorted. But also it's got a couple of things going against it. The CEO's not very well liked. I've talked about this earlier in the stream, so just make sure you read up about them if you're interested in them. So, it is what it is. Getting back to the original point, full transparency here. I'll show you my positions, what I'm doing on this particular challenge. Currently down nearly $200. It's $200. Let's see. Troy Elmer, you're going to have the big house on the moon. Yeah, he's not. He's going to have the big house on Mars because he'll get a bigger rocket ship. We have 6K in the bank and 2K a week in salary, plus we carry no debt. We borrow for nothing, so they can't scare us. There you go, my man. That's a great way to live. I believe earnings will be better than ever. Remember Apple's earnings, everyone's stuck at home, so they bought more games. Yeah, exactly. Higher highs and higher lows on the dips. The problem with that, Troy, is they bought them online. It's been the big problem with GME. They've been unwilling to sell anything online. Denton White, haemophilia. No, hematology. I don't know if that's the same thing, mate. But that's what they're looking at. The ticker is BCRX. I'll put it in the chat. You can go and check it out. There you go. BCRX. Troy, that will change with new management. Yes, Troy, absolutely. And I see today that the chief customer officer, so he must be like head of customer services. I see that he's disappeared now, hasn't he? He's going at the end of the month, and you wonder if it's I'm leaving because my time is done, or I'm leaving because I've been told to leave. But it certainly looks like things are getting shaken up a little bit. So that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it pans out. But I remember as a teenager in the UK, I remember going to Blockbuster, and it was all the rage to go in and get a video and, take it home and have it for 3 days, take it back. My mum was the manageress at the one in our town, so we used to get all the videos early, and we used to see all the films early. But, it was a big thing in our town. People would go and you'd go in there and you'd say, oh, have you got such and such? No, sorry, it's out. Oh, can you book it for me next time? Yeah, I'll book it for you. So you look at companies like that have gone out of business. And why did they go out of business? Well, because of streaming. And in my opinion, GME, they've got to do the same. I think I talked about this on my earlier stream this morning, where there's resistance to change, and C-suite executives can get complacent and they get stuck in their ways, and they get quite happy taking home the salary. Don't rock the boat. I've got my shares options. I can cash them in. If I get forced out, I'm going with a golden handshake, that sort of thing. And their focus moves away from changing and evolving. It's a bit of fear, it's a bit of complacency. And when I say fear, I mean fear of the unknown, because, there's people like me. I mean, I'm in my mid-40s and technology moves so fast. Like, I just can't keep up, really. I can't keep up. So when you think about these people who are, at C-suite level, who are in their 60s, very, very smart people, but have they kept up with technology? Have they kept up with trends? If you're 65 and you're used to getting in the car and driving to the office every day and doing 9 till 5, and, as a C-suite guy, you just, signing off some stuff and having some meetings, and, and then going home and having your dinner, glass of wine, going to your country club or whatever. Are you really keeping up with what's going on in the real world? I don't think people are, so there's a bit of that in it as well, I think. And it's got to change. It's got to change. And this guy Ryan Cohen, I've started reading about him. I've read a little bit about what he's done with this company Chewy. So he certainly seems like the right guy to bring in, and the people that they're bringing in from Amazon as well. If you're going to transform a company, transform it. Don't come in and do it half-heartedly, because there's shareholders out there, there's loyal customers out there, and there's new customers to be had. I've got a little boy who's 5 years old, and when he gets into consoles and stuff, where am I going to buy all this stuff? Probably online. He'll be showing me how to do it. So it is what it is. But yeah, let's see. They've got an online developer team. Even Walmart is turning lots of stores into regional fulfillment centers. Yeah. And I've seen it a lot across Europe. I mean, again, especially with the pandemic, it's kind of shifted people's way of doing things. And just going back to what I was saying about, C-suite executives getting stuck in their ways. And I've been forced to change the way I do things. I love going to the shops. And when I go and buy new clothes, I like to try them on. I don't like buying things online. And and I live in a country where you know they don't speak English. It's not their first language. So I've had to learn the language, and it's not that easy a language to learn, and to then have to start doing online shopping, you know, with websites in their language. It's been quite difficult, but again, it's been an education because through that, my vocabulary has evolved, and my confidence in you know doing online shopping has changed. So I've taken it for what it is, and I've took it on board, and I've learnt it, you know. So Troy's just saying we have liftoff. Is there something going on in after hours? This doesn't give me after hours data, so I'm a bit blind, really. Could have a look at. Is there any after hours data on here? No. Let me have a look on. Have a look on StockTwits if it's up and running. It wasn't running earlier. Wasn't working for some reason. It's not working. It's not working there, but it's working on my tablet. Anyway, I'll take your word for it, Troy. I'll take your word for it. Kevin, so I live in Czech Republic, which is in Central Eastern Europe, and I've been a bit of a wanderer all my life, to be honest. But I'm here primarily because I've got a kid here. I had a relationship with a Czech woman a few years ago, and our kid was born here. And when we separated, I decided I wasn't going to, you know, be the one to walk away. So, you know, why would I? I grew up without my dad, so you know, I understand that side of it. So I made the decision to put myself here. So that's where I am. It's a beautiful part of Europe. It's right in the middle, so I'm surrounded by Germany, Poland, Slovakia, and Austria. So, you know, through the winter, there's skiing, snowboarding, all the winter sports you can wish for, and through the summer, there's, you know, you're on the doorstep. You can go anywhere in Europe, and for someone like me, a British citizen with residency in Europe, because we're not part of the European Union anymore, so we are classed as third country nationals. So for anybody arriving outside of the EU, you can only stay for a certain amount of time. You might need a visa, you know. But because I'm resident in Czech Republic because of my kid, I get access to what's called the Schengen zone. So all of these countries in Europe, not all of them that are in the EU, but most of them in the central area of Europe, there's no borders. So I can drive from where I live. I can drive to get to the UK. I drive across Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, and France, and then I get either the ferry or the tunnel to the UK. So I drive Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, and France. I drive across 4 different countries, and there's no border controls, none whatsoever. I can go to Portugal, which will take me across Austria, Italy, Spain, and onto Portugal. So 4 countries, no border control. It's a completely open continent. It has its pluses and it has its minuses, pros and cons, as with everything. So, you know, it's nice. It's nice here. There's plenty to do. Although because of the lockdowns, you know, travel has been restricted. So I've not been to the UK for a year. Not because I'm prevented from going, because as a UK citizen, the Czech government, the Czech border people can't stop me leaving. But it's you know, it's the risk thing, it's the inconvenience thing of having to do tests and lockdown, because you have to do lockdown at both sides. So it's a test to get over there. Then it's 10 days quarantine in the UK with another 2 tests while you're in quarantine. And then coming back, it's a test for when you get back. Then it's 10 days quarantine with tests while you're in quarantine. So, you're taking, it takes a month. You have to be prepared to be in quarantine for a month and spend maybe $1,000 on COVID tests. So when you look at it like that, it's not really cost effective or time efficient. But things are looking up, certainly in the UK. The Czech Republic, we're having a rough ride at the moment. We're in strict lockdown. But the numbers are turning, spring's coming. So, hopefully with the vaccine and all that sort of stuff, things will start opening up again. And regardless, I'm going back to the UK in June because the van, which is going to be converted, is booked in. So I'll take the quarantine if I have to. If it's still in place, I'll take the quarantine in June, just for the sake of getting the van over there and getting the conversion done. So yeah, there we are. So that's a little bit more about me. Not the most exciting life. No, I've had an extremely exciting life. I've been blessed, and I'm certainly blessed now because I'm doing the things that I absolutely love. I love my job. There's no pressure there for me. I love doing this YouTube stuff. I love spending time with my son, obviously. So, just trying to live the best life, which I think we're all doing. Of course, if we make a few pounds or dollars out of this, our blessed lives are only going to get even more blessed. And I've said on other streams and other videos, if this goes to the moon, if one of these go to the moon, I'm going to buy a yacht and I'm going to park it in the bay in Monaco, and that's going to be my new residence. I'll be in Monaco, and who knows, maybe I'll sail it across to America and park it in Hudson Bay and go back to Rudy's Bar in New York. I don't know if anybody knows that place, but I was in New York 2 years ago for July the 4th, Independence Day celebrations, and there's a bar in New York called Rudy's, and every time you buy a drink, they give you a free hot dog, or you have the option of having a free hot dog. So me and my pal who I went over there with, our first pit stop was Rudy's. Every night we went out, we were there for 5 nights. We went out every single night, and we always started in Rudy's, and we'd fill up on the hot dogs. And the guy loved us because in the UK, we don't have a tipping culture like there is in America. But I've been to America a few times with the military and on private trips, so I understand the culture. So what we used to do, because he used to get busy around 8 o'clock, we'd go there at about 7 o'clock, and we'd just put $50 on the bar, and we'd say, "That's for you, mate," and we'd kind of pay him up front, because then when it got busy, we'd always have a beer in our hand, and he'd always give us a nod. If we wanted a hot dog, we'd get a hot dog as well. So. I love New York. London's my favorite city in the world. Probably a little bit biased, but there's a reason for it. I think London has got something to offer for everybody, and the history in London is just phenomenal. But certainly New York is the number 2 place after I went there. It used to be Thailand, 'cause I've been all over Thailand as well. But after I'd been to New York, I was like, I'm not going back to Thailand. I'm going to come to America more, because there's so much more I want to do in America. So I've done New York. I did LA. I did the triangle that most tourists do. So I did LA, Vegas, and then up to San Francisco, and then back down the Pacific Coast Highway. I did like a 2-week road trip. So I really enjoyed that, and I did the Man versus Food challenge. So I'd been watching that. This is back in 2011, 2012. I've been watching Man versus Food, and I really like the sandwiches. So I got a list of all the sandwich places he'd been to, and I saw the ones in LA, Vegas, and San Francisco, and I went and bought a sandwich at each of them. So that was a good little trip. So yeah, and then I've been to Virginia Beach. I was over there with the military. I went to Norfolk Naval Air Station. I've been to Fort Leavenworth. I've been down to Houston because my main job is in oil and gas. So I've got clients down in Houston. But I definitely want to get to Florida. I've not been to Florida. I want to get to like the center of America and explore some of that a little bit. Yeah, I think America's a great country, really. I think you're so blessed with everything you've got there. You know, it's a place for van life, as they call it. These people that live in their vans. It's certainly the place to do it. That's for sure. Uh, Anywhere in Europe can immigrant to with my AMC billions to cash out tax free. Tax free? Unfortunately not, Denton. No. there's no there's no tax free in Europe, mate. If there was, that's where I'd be. I think you're looking at an offshore thing there, my friend. Um, that's what I'd suggest. Uh, Van trader, mate, you're absolutely right. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be getting the van converted to a camper van, and I'm going to be traveling Europe, doing some cycling, and then doing some trading from the van in the evenings. So that was the whole purpose of this channel. That's why I cover three things, because they're the three things that I enjoy. So I hope you stick around and join me on that journey. It'd be great to show you some parts of Europe. It'd be good laugh for you guys to see me killing myself on some of these mountain climbs on a push bike or a bicycle. So that's it, yeah. Troy, got my first vaccine shot Saturday. Next one in 4 weeks. I'm fine, but got sick the last 2 days. So is it just mild sickness, Troy, or have you been in bed? I'm interested to know that because they're just about to hit my age group in the UK, so I'll get invited for mine soon. Come to Texas, bro. It's horrible. I like Texas, man. I think it's good. I like the way people are. They're very open in Texas, and I like it. I went to a shooting range in Texas. I enjoyed that. Went to a line dancing. Went to the steakhouse and had like the biggest steak, it's bigger than my head. It was huge. I don't know how you people eat all that food, but you do. Uh, Vans CLVG. Oh, hello. Hey, I've seen you on the comment. How are you, buddy? You ever get a look at SSPK? No, I didn't. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I did draw up a list. Silver Spike acquisition. Let's have a look here. Right. Close that. Close that. Let's have a look. Where is it? It'll be up here now. No, it's gone. Oh. SSPK. If I add it to my watch list, it'll go in there. YouTube challenge. There we are. Let's have a look at the chart again. Red. So, that tells you everything you need to know about the market today. Silver Spike. Let's have a look on a little bit more of a... Where are we? Oh, okay. Try 15 minutes. So, what do I see here? I think that isn't too bad, to be honest. Looking at the chart as I see it. It's up. It's going up. It's in an upward pattern. You can see it. You know, I mean, this is it's an art, not a science. So you've got a little bit of a drop down here. What I don't like is this RSI movement here. It looks to move quite wildly up and down. Um, I'd generally like to see a bit of a flatter line in there, but it is what it is. I mean, what have we got there, descending wise? There you go. So yeah, I mean, you're making higher lows, which is what I always look for. You know, what's the trend? And the trend is higher lows. It looks like you're going to come to a point soon, um, and that will be the tell whether you break this way or you break this way. Is there any catalyst coming on or what? I need to read the news on this. I'm going to mark it on my board here. I've got a board here. But all in all, I mean, for me, that's a strong chart. Why did they? Why have they sold off a bit there? Was there some news around? Where's their news? What was it? Mid-February, something like that. 18th of February. Market data. Hmm. So did they have a bad earnings report? Fiscal year acquisition cost was not reported. Net loss applicable to common stockholders increased from 210,000 to 3.7 million. Higher net loss reflects operating and formation costs. Okay. Increase from 307 to 309. Okay. First decrease 96% to 5,000. Basic earnings per share excluding ordinary decrease. Aha. Okay. That's why. So that must be why it sold off a little bit then. There. But I mean, let's put this into context, because if you look at how the market's been over the last week or so, relatively speaking, they're trending up. We can take a more recent view on that. Point to point. There you go. I mean, the trend is there, you see. And if we take that, see if we can adjust that one a little bit. That's probably a bit more like it. There you go. So you're in that triangle. So I'd expect it to jump one way or the other. Well, that's obvious. Like you state the obvious, Mark, but that's what the chart says. So it is obvious. But I don't see anything wrong there. Looks strong. Looks okay. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Come to Texas, yeah. Accept the food as evidence. But okay, Denton. Wife got sick, not me, says Troy. She was throwing up massively in diarrhea. Oof. Wow. Troy lives near Texas then. Brady, can you check out ABML in around .45 to .90, but has been struggling recently? Brady, I'll have a look at that for you now, my friend. Where are we? What was it? ABML. Oh. You'll have to give me a clue, Brady, because there's quite a few tickets to choose from there. I'll leave that up there, mate. If you can see it, just drop it in the chat. Let me know which one it is, and we'll have a look, buddy. Yeah, Go Texans! Go the Texans! I want to go and watch them at the football. I do like American football. The Texan following. There you go. Well, there's enough of you in Texas to follow me, that's for sure. Squirrel's in. Hello, mate. Everybody say hello to Squirrel Bong. He's one of my first subscribers. He's the first person to pop up ever in the chat. And I'd like everybody to say hello to him. He's a good guy. He's been one of my loyal subscribers, the most loyal subscriber. So everybody say hello. Troy, GME trying to break 195. Really? Oh man, why can't I get it up here? I hate this. If anybody knows a site where I can look at, I know I can on. If I go to New York Stock Exchange, that'll give me it. Here. That should give me the aftermarket price. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? No. Thought it would have been on there, but it's not on there. Anyway, we're pushing 195. Long may it continue. Simon, hello, Mark. AMC is giving me grey hair. Simon, welcome. Welcome. I've not got grey hair, but I've almost got no hair. I've definitely developed a receding hairline in the last 2 weeks. That's for sure. So I think we're all in one club or another. And we just, do you know, by the time this is over, we might not have any energy to enjoy the fruits of our labour. But we'll see. Simon, you're in the wrong chat if your hair isn't great. Yeah, very true. Now, if it falls out, we will start feeling bad for you. Yeah. 1.5 traded today. Brady, let me see. Did you see it on that list, Brady? I'm just trying to... ABML. See, there's all these tickers to choose from. Traded at 1.5. Is it an OTC stock? Because it might not be available on this platform that I'm on, you see. If you can't trade it, it won't show up on here. Simon, I would love to move to... American Battery Metals. There we go. Uh, no, I can't see it on there, mate. I can't see it on there. What I'll do is I'll write it down, and I'll look for it online. I'll see if it's on another platform, and I'll try and put a little video out. Yeah, it's OTC. Yeah, that's why I can't see it on here, mate, because they won't let you trade it. You see. Uh, Sorry about that, my friend. Yeah, Squirrel is an OG, an OS, original subscriber. Trading View. Yeah, Simon, it might be on there. Good one, good one, good one. Let's see if it's on Trading View. Let's see if we can get it on there. You see, I used to be on here. I like this platform. But when I started the challenge, I moved over to this trading one. But this is where I was doing all my charting before. Um, let's have a look. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's have a look here, Brady. Let's have a look, mate. Neutral. Right, let's go to the full featured chart. Squirrel, I got a new desktop. It arrived today and I got it out of the box and I was, oh, look at this. What is going on? Why the drop, Brady? Do you know? Well, is that an all-time low? No, it's not an all-time low. Okay, we can work on this. Let's have a look. So this is the hourly chart. So what I'll say straight away, what I see, Brady, is you're looking. You can see. I'm sure. I've not been on here for a few days, so I need to. You can see here. You've got some support there. It's bounced off there a few times. That area. Beginning of the month. Beginning of the year. So I would say yeah, if it falls below there, you want to keep a close eye on it. But I'd be watching for a bounce off that and see if it continues upwards. See if it goes that way. That's what I'd be looking for there. If it gives you a couple of dips below there, for a day or two. What's this? This is the hourly candle. So, you know, if you start dipping below there for a few hours, you'd start to worry. But you've got area there and you've got an area there. So take it for what it is. I mean, I want to know why it fell like that. Nothing that you can find. I'll do some reading on it, Brady, because little stocks like this interest me as well. Squirrel found a good one. This one, MEC, Mayville Engineering Company. We've watched that go up over the last few days. So, I'd say you just watch it for a while. If you're planning to get in, I'd wait. If you're already in, I'd be watching for a break below that support. And if it goes, your next real level is there that I can see. So you're at 120 area, 122, something like that. So I'd keep an eye on it. If it falls into that channel, it's one to watch. Because the low is it's back down there. Look, you don't want to be back down there. You've got some there, but you're back under $1, and then you're in the zone for getting your compliance warning, which never does a stock any good. So I'd just keep an eye on that, mate, if I was you. Denton. No worries, my man. You go. Take care of yourself. You're going to take care of COVID patients. Oh man, God bless you. Really, really, Denton. God bless you, mate. Stay safe, and I wish you well, honestly. And thank you for everything you're doing, you and your colleagues. Thank you, and I hope to see you again soon. Really. Eric's in the house. Yes, my man. How are you? Graham Taylor. Great to find a fellow Englishman talking stock. How are you, my friend? Do you play snooker, Graham? I've got to ask. Obvious question. You're in the UK as well. I'm based in Europe, but obviously I'm English, so yeah, I may have missed it. What's your thoughts on today's price drop on AMC? I'll be honest, Graham, it wasn't unexpected. But as I've said to everybody in the chat so far, I'm taking a wider market view of it because, look, all you've got to do is look at the rest of the market. And that's how I'm viewing it today. Yes, there was some nasty moments. I do believe that this, this shareholder vote is probably weighing on people's minds. I touched on that earlier before as well. Even though it's only an option to have exercised or introduced 500 million additional shares, it's only giving them the option to do that. I think it might have spooked a lot of people, and especially those people that have jumped on this and haven't got experience of this sort of thing. Maybe it spooked them a little bit. But I don't think this is retail selling at all. Really, I don't. I think that's something beyond our control. So that's my take on it today. Wider market view, the shareholder vote weighing on people's minds, and a little bit of skullduggery going on. These people are desperate, so they're going to be doing anything and everything. So, it is what it is. It is what it is, and we take it for what it is. I'm still in both. Like I've said, I've got 2 rocket ships, 2 tickets to the moon, and I'll continue to hold because I believe, and it's not just me saying it. I believe in the longer term future of both companies. I think the nostalgia of AMC and coming out of lockdown is going to see them get a nice little boost in the short term, which buys them time to maybe look at how they can transform in the longer term. And with GME, I just think it's so obvious that they need to go online. They need to be an online company, and with the changes and the new shareholder, Ryan Cohen, and the people that they're bringing in, it's pretty clear that's the way they're going to go. And if they do it right, is the stock worth $180? Of course it is. When you look at people like Amazon, You know, it's clear and obvious for everybody to see that the value is there. So that's my honest opinion. Yeah, you know, I'm in it for the ride to the moon as well. I hope it goes there. But if it doesn't, I'm in it anyway. But that's just my opinion. There's people that will ride this just to ride this, you know, and that's absolutely fine. I say all the time in my videos, you get in with what you can afford to lose and you get out when you've made what you're happy making. And that's my philosophy on it. So, you know, I hope that's answered your question. Yes, there was, Simon, a huge drop like this right before the VW squeeze in 2008. And not only that, what you've got to remember is just go back to January when GME and AMC had those little pushes, you know, nearly $500 and over $20 respectively. How many of those people came out and said, we've covered our positions, that's it, it's all over? You know, and then it went down. I bought GME at $49, $49.59 is my largest holding, and then I've averaged up a little bit. But how many people said that's it, all our positions covered, you know, it's all over, everybody go home, and look at where it is now. You know, so you're going to get these peaks and troughs. It was never going to be, you know, a nice, smooth, even road to the moon. I mean, let's use the analogy of a rocket ship just to make it relevant. You know, is it a smooth ride to the moon? I'm not an astronaut, but I'm pretty sure it's not smooth. When you're punching through the atmosphere, you know, and you sat on those rockets, I'm sure it's not smooth. So, you know, it is what it is, peaks and troughs. And if you can't handle this, I'd suggest you're in the wrong stocks, because it was always going to be like this. You know, there's going to be red days, 14.65% down. But again, and I keep saying it, you've got to look back. You've got to look back to where we were, you know, a few days ago. Is it that bad? No, it's not, you know. Sure, we were up $13, $14, you know, but when you this chart's really slow, and tomorrow I'm going to get my PC set up so I won't have this problem, because I want to zoom it out and put the Fibonacci's on so we can do a retracement quickly. Let me stick it on the 1 hour and see if I can get. Okay, here we go. So, you know, if you look here, let's take it from its latest run up. Okay. Let's take it from down here. Okay. So we'll put the Fibonacci's on. Where's my tools gone? Here you go. We'll start it here and we'll take it all the way up to the peak of where we were. Okay. And then we'll look at the pullback. Right. So a good healthy pullback for me is between 38.2 and 50%. So over that time, and this goes back to 22nd of February, so over a month, yeah? So look at that over a month, and we've only started pulling back the last few days, okay? And we're still we're still within the zone, the healthy pullback zone. So if you take that bigger picture view, if you look at today, you're going to go, oh my gosh, we're 14.65% down. It's a disaster. But if you look back over a month, you know, the pullback is healthy. And the rest will take care of itself. You know, that's the way I'm seeing it. That's the way I'm viewing it. And that's the way I'm playing it. And if, again, you know, I'm always open to learning. So if somebody has a different approach or sees something different, then let me know, you know, because I'm always open to, you know, seeing how other people do things. I want to learn. People are definitely spooked. Yes, they are. Good observation. The squeeze is inevitable. The deeper they dig, the stronger our rocket. Exactly that, Troy. It is, you know. And you know, there's so many analogies out. It's like they're like a caged animal. and they'll do whatever they can. They're desperate, it's their last stand, last throw of the dice. I mean, look, when you look at what average people like us are set to make, yeah, for us it's life changing, yeah. Even if it goes to $1,000, right? Let's say GME goes to $1,000. For some people, that money will be life changing, even at $1,000. Okay, that's not my price, by the way. Not putting a price on anything. I'm just using a nice round figure. And then, so you've got people on this side that are fighting for that $1,000, right? But then on the other side, you've got people who are literally fighting for their company, for the pure existence of their business. Not only that, their reputation. If this goes the way that I think it's going to go, they're finished. They're not just finished in the company that they're at or the companies that they own. They're finished. Their reputation will be absolutely, and for sure they're not going to struggle. They've got money squirreled away. They've got their nice houses and their yachts and whatever. Okay, they've got that. But is that going to make them happy? Probably not, because these people are the kind of people that live by the thrill of the chase. They love the risk. They breed off the risk. That's what gets them up in the morning. The excitement of chasing these kind of plays. And that's my take on it. So they're going to be doing whatever they can. They're going to make days like this happen just to try and spook people. Those people that want it to get to £50, £100, £150. Because if you're taking, let's say you've got $1,000 and you take it and you put it on this, and all of a sudden you wake up one morning and you're 15% down, and that $1,000 was your savings, you're going to be like, hang on a minute, now it's a risk. Is it going to go to $1,000? And that's why I always say put in what you can afford to lose. And I feel for those people that have taken this as a gamble. And I really hope and I believe it'll pay off for them, but there's always a chance it won't. So those hedge funds, they're so desperate. They're going to do things like this. You're going to get, this, for example, it's a pump and dump. And you're going to get things like that because they're trying to sucker people in and, and then shake them out again. And, they're going to pump it up, take people's money and short it on the way down. So, always look at the overall trend. Take a step back, relax. Graham, do you remember the advert for Condor cigars? Where the guy used to sit in the toilet and the music had come on. Was it Condor cigars? They say, take a Condor moment. That's what I do. I take a Condor moment. I don't smoke, but in the literal sense, but you know what I'm saying. Always take a moment, take a step back, relax and have a look. So, all in all today, market overview, generally it was red, and looking at the bigger picture, it's still in a healthy position. Yeah, no sense to make them ads saying they covered exactly, but they'll do whatever they can to try and convince people that it's all over. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So, you held through, James. You held through $40 on GME. Good man. And it takes nerves. It takes nerves. And I went through this when I first started trading 2 years ago. I lost some money, I made some money, but for me it was nerve-wracking. It was like, God, what's he going to do? And you don't really know how to read a chart, and you don't know how to go and do proper due diligence, and you're just learning as you go along. But then that gives you a bit of confidence to next time you go through it. You need to go through it to see how it works and to see that there are bounce backs, and it's not always, one red day means consecutive red days. You can see the bounce backs and you know that it's not going to be like that forever. So, it is what it is. But yeah, you've got to have some you've got to have some balls of steel, shall we say, to get through some of these, especially these violent ones. You know, these take. It's best if you're not at your computer. I mean, I was watching GME. When was it? 2 weeks ago when we were at 350, something like that. And I was at a friend's house, and I looked at my phone and it was 348 or something like that. I thought, oh, that's nice. And then my friend said, do you want a lift home? So he gave me a lift home. Took me 7 minutes to get home. And when I got here, it was like, it had gone to like 170 something. And I was like, is my computer frozen from a few days ago? Is it not working? Oh no, they've really dropped it to 100. And I'm just glad I wasn't sat watching the computer. I'm really pleased and thankful that I wasn't sat at the computer, because I don't know if I could have handled that, you know. Certainly not all of my position. I wouldn't have sold all of my position. And that's just the reality of it. And that's me speaking openly and honestly, you know, because when you're looking at it at 350 and you're sitting pretty, and then all of a sudden it's at 300, 250, 200, you know, 180 in minutes, you start thinking, oh, is this just going to keep going? Is it in free fall? But kudos to you for holding. Yeah, hard, man. Yeah. If this comes off, I'm quitting my job and joining the military. I'm 29 with financial commitments, so it's hard to drop everything and join the forces. Simon, you do what's best for you, my friend, and I understand completely. The military aren't the best paid people in the world. I remember when I joined as a private soldier back in 2000, I think my salary was about £690 a month, maybe $1,000 a month, you know, as a young recruit. And then when you progress, you get paid more, but it wasn't very much, that's for sure. And I think if this comes off, I'm sure it will. I'm believing it will. I've said it already on this stream. I'm going to get a yacht and park up in Monaco. Graham, you'll have to pop by and say hello. So yeah, that's my plan. Squirrel believes, he's a believer. We've talked about this, Squirrel, haven't we? We've been through this roller coaster a few times. So we'll see. Troy, I got my first 300 AMC at $2 and held through 25 and just kept buying more every dip. That took nerves. Troy's got diamond balls. Absolutely. Man alive. But again, you know, it's having that you know, that faith in what you believe and what you've seen and what you read and all the due diligence that you do, you know. And there's a lot of smarter people out there than me that are doing this due diligence, that's for sure. A lot smarter. And I just suck it all in like a sponge. And if there's something I don't understand, I go and read about it. And I try and understand a little bit more. But this is whole new level when you look at some of the due diligence that these people are doing. They're doing all these mathematical equations and, you know, they found where they're getting these shares from and where they're hiding these shares. And wow, just mind-blowing what these people can do. So, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, it's 10 o'clock in Europe in the evening. So I want to go and listen to the GME earnings call, which I think should be starting about now. So I'm going to end the stream there. But thank you so much for dropping by and saying hello. It's been great to have people to talk to. Sometimes it's me and Squirrel and sometimes it's just me. So, you know, feel free to drop by again. I'm still trying to work out how to get a holding card. So when I set up a schedule, you can join and then you'll be in there waiting for when I go live. So I'm still trying to work out how to do that, but hopefully I'll get there. I'm not sure if it's an exclusive thing for those with 100,000 subs or whatever, but it is what it is. But generally, when I'm not with my son, I do try and stream the first hour of opening and the power hour. So do drop by again. Do keep an eye out for me. I'll keep putting out the I'll keep putting out the little shorter videos as well. So if you could support me on that, I'd really appreciate it. And I thank you again. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to end the stream. Take care, everybody. And I will be doing opening hour tomorrow and power hour tomorrow evening. All right, troops. So wherever you are in the world, please do stay safe. Give us a thumbs up before you go, and I'll see you soon. Cheers, troops.